You're the victim of a serious crime. Justice is served and the person responsible is held accountable. You're awarded restitution only to be victimized again when the defendant fails to pay.
This is a big issue that 2822's I-Team reporter Avery Nape takes a closer look at tonight. He joins us live in studio to explain. Avery?
Good evening, Nick and Candace. Here in my hand are 500 pages, but it would take nearly 200 stacks like this to represent the 24,000 unpaid restitution cases in Luzerne County since 1984. Each one is a victim still waiting to be paid. You're probably wondering how this many people have gone so long without compensation. But Luzerne County District Attorney Sam Sanguadolce says it's difficult to enforce payment when a defendant doesn't have any money.
Very many of our defendants are indigent, so it's very difficult to collect. And the case law states that you can't continue to keep people under supervision simply for the fact that they can't afford to pay the restitution, which, if you think about it, is really unfair to the victims.
Oftentimes, monthly payments are a condition of probation, even if it's only a small amount. According to Luzerne County Court Administration, the probation office sets every payment plan at $100 per month, unless otherwise stated by a court order or a separate payment plan is requested by the defendant. Take, for example, this case from 2000. A little more than $109,000 in restitution was originally owed, the defendant chipping away at that total with monthly payments ranging from $50 to $100. The payments began in 2009, but almost 16 years and 185 payments later, less than $12,000 was collected by the victim.
It's extremely frustrating because, we're basically the face of the victims in these cases, and how do you look at your victim and say, sorry that this happened to you, but we have no ability to collect your money from this person that did you wrong.
PA Act 84 gives state and county prisons the authority to collect restitution from inmate accounts, including wages, money sent by friends and family, or any deposits into the inmate's personal account. But unless a separate court hearing is held, these withdrawals are capped at 20% of funds available. Sanguadolce says for homicide cases or ones that involve a lengthy prison sentence, the expectation of repayment is next to none. Victims do have the option of pursuing their losses in civil court, but again, if the defendant has no money, assets, or source of income, there's nothing to collect. The U.S. Department of Justice admits that enforcing restitution payment is limited by the defendant's financials. Sanguadolce says he thinks it's a constitutional question and one that supersedes any potential change in legislation. He says it comes down to the balance between victims' and defendants' rights and a judge's decision on whether one should be greater than the other.
I think, the answer really is just tell the victims that you're going to be made whole for this crime that occurred that you had nothing to do with. It's just not your fault, so we should do what we can to make them whole again.
We'll be speaking with lawmakers to find out how the problem can be addressed. If you haven't been paid for a crime committed against you, we want to hear from you. Email the I-Team at iteam@2822news.com. Live in studio, 2822 News.
Should see what the follow-up is on that one. Avery, thanks.